what we've done on this bike, and let's say we're fitting him on this bike, we've already taken the calculations. I have a special tool, okay? It takes the calculations of this, the coordinates of various places, transfers it over to the fit machine that you saw somewhat on there. I mean, that's, we'll look at that closer next time. But you transfer it over, and that becomes his starter position. Okay, and then we start to go from there. He'll crank up to maybe 80 or 90 RPMs, is what they'll do in the fit process, okay? And that's pretty much cycling, 80 to 90. It can vary somewhat, you know, uphill, downhill, whatever, but in road cycling, especially 80 to 90 RPMs is an efficient range, okay, that you're striving for in most cases. So, so in this case, okay, we're looking at, let him warm up a little bit, and so if this was his starter position, okay, and it obviously is today anyway, okay, this is where he is. My first observation is he's very comfortable. He's very comfortable, okay, and he's not, how do I say this? He's not extending all the way, okay? Maybe he doesn't have to, okay, as long as this leaves. So when you get the forward, the more extension you have, the more opening you have here in the hip flexor area, okay? When you open up the hip flexor area, then that enables you as a triathlete to get off and run a lot easier, okay? I was talking about that earlier, okay? Otherwise, the old days when you just converted a road bike, you know, it had laid back geometry like this, when you tried to do that, you get off in the first 5 miles of an Ironman, you're like this. And you're so tight you just can't even get up. Well, you've lost all that time and probably lost the race. In that case. So now by taking the geometry of the bike and building it much more forward and moving him way out over the front more, his whole center of gravity forward over the bike, then what you have is you've got now this is open, and he's basically running on the bike. He's more running than he is time trialing, okay, or driving forward on the bike. All right. So a lot of things are kept in mind. We want him breathing well in here. You see the aerodynamics are really good. Oh, by the way, these aerodynamics are better than this picture over here. Notice that? Look at it.
Well, I'm wearing my flat back.
What's that?
I'm wearing my flat back in this one.
You are? And
my other bike, it was so long that I had to reach for it.
And that's when
and so I got on the shoulder.
I got you. I got you. Yep.
But also, too, my main goal, because I am a runner, too, is to activate my glutes a lot more than my quads. And so I don't really have huge quads like a lot of pro cyclists. And when I get in the gym or come, you know, in a place like this, I'm always working on my glutes and my outer quads a little bit. And that way I can get off the bike and run. You know, that's why Ken said, you know, on a TT bike or a triathlon bike, you want to be more forward, kind of activating this area so you can get off and run. Because it incorporates a whole different muscle group.
Kind of like a horse.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a horse, right? I mean, in this position. A horse would be almost on all fours, right? Kind of like a horse, right? Now all this power activates pushing backwards, okay? And that's where the power position of the horse is, okay? So now he gets over the pedal, and he's going to be, if we drop the plumb line here, we find him, okay, way over the pedal. The old school was, you know, basically drop the thing from your knee, the plumb line, and go right through the pedal spindle. That's a focal position. Steve Bontrager came along, the middle 80s, okay, and said, it was a radical at the time, that said, no, center of gravity is everything on a bike. Don't worry about where the plumb line is. It's where your body is developing power. Everybody develops a little bit differently. And so that's what's happened now. Now we've dropped through dynamic fitting, they've dropped the plumb line a lot, and now we get much more into what the position is. Now this little handy guy right here becomes extremely important, okay? Extremely important. So let's say, go to the bottom for me, Pete, if you will. Like about there. Up your heel is the hair. Yeah, about the line, up just a hair, up just a hair. Right, boom. There. So all I'll do is come in here, locate his trochanter right there, okay? Put it through the middle, take it down through the center of where he's applying power, and we see that he's running about 155, perfect. 155-degree angle, which means straight is 180, right? 180 degree straight line. So as a triathlete, he's running on the low side of tri. Tries can go up to about 160 degrees because they, again, we're running, right? So you get more extension. In a road situation, you're looking for 150. You want a little more because you're using a lot more hip flexors to pull up on. You don't want to unlock these guys. You want to keep them engaged all the time. So then you're turning more circles. You're not necessarily running, okay? You get power all the way through the stroke. So you ride a little bit lower. But he's at 155, and that is a very comfortable position, you know, for a triathlete right there. And so he's far enough forward, he doesn't need to extend any more than he is. He's getting good quad engagement, okay, good glute engagement, I'm sorry. And so from there, everything tends to come together. This is I would assume that this is a very relaxed when you're on the road, right?
Yeah, no, pretty much my position right now.
Yes, what you
I can lay my hands here, I could probably drink my mocha that I drank before and just chill out.
roll.
You know, like Ken said, on my road bike and my mountain bike, I'm way further back behind the spindle. I'm about probably 11 centimeters behind the spindle, so right here.
There you go.
And on this bike, I'm probably about maybe
Centimeter
2, 3, probably about 2 centimeters behind spindle.
Oh, here, are you here?
Yeah,
Are you two behind?
yeah.
I'm surprised.
What are you
So-
referencing?
I'm surprised.
The difference,
Online community.
yeah, the difference would be, you know, I can engage here, you know,
That much more
being
going-
right
exactly.
over my pedals, and it really kind of, there's an old standard on time trial bikes where you really want to stay on top of your pedals,
Yes.
and really on road bikes and mountain bikes, you want to stay a bit behind your pedals. And I have a much higher cadence on my mountain bike, probably like you do.
Yeah, I try to.
And I have a much
Certain
higher cadence on my road bike, so
But you can go in just here. I got news for you. I don't think you are far. You're forward.
yeah,
That's about 2 centimeters forward from the pedal, which is ideal for tri.
right.
So you're not, is that what you're saying? You were saying before?
Well, I mean, normally the way I measure, just because I travel, and you know, Ken and I have kind of talked about this, is I measure from nose tip down to spindle here.
at the bottom of
And
the stroke.
yeah, and so you know that way, you know, I just have a measuring tape. You know, if I'm doing a race, you
So
know,
this is how
in a
that
different
is.
state,
Yeah.
you know, I just usually put a piece of tape down here and just measure straight down and pull them down to that hole right there where my axle goes through.
That's something I never had any idea, you know, the saddles always have the rails, you can get the forward and
Yeah,
aft adjustment,
Yeah.
I always had no idea where to set it.
yeah,
You just kind of
Yeah.
tinker with it until it feels kind of okay and you're
yeah, yeah.
because you don't have a professional intelligence.
Yeah,
I cringe when I hear that.
right.
Well, I mean, it's,
But
just
then,
buy the bike and ride,
totally
how
understand,
everything's
yeah.
put together.
Totally understand.
Right, and
But,
normally for me, when I go back on my seat, like I set my seat further back, I tend to go a little bit lower on my saddle, and when I go forward, I tend to go a little bit higher. You know, and that's
Right.
that's kind of a golden rule for, you know, everybody.
So you're
Yeah,
rolling around that chain.
That's
what it
Main
is.
chain
That's
ring is you're trying to
That's
stay the same
exactly-
distance.
Right, here's your pedal, here's your bottom bracket. So you can operate from here,
Right,
here,
Right,
Here.
you gotta stay in that same arc.
same arc.
right.
But you gotta go up to keep that
Right.
arc comparison, right?
So on my mountain bike, I'm way back
Down.
and down. Yeah,
Just let you
forward.
get to the ground quicker if you have to.
Yeah, for control reasons, but also too, like I usually rev up to probably 115, 118 RPM all the time with my pedal stroke. And on my tri bike, I usually try to keep it right at 90. So a little more power on, you know, a tri bike, and on my road bike, I'm about 100, 110. So,
It's high spin. This is really healthy because if you can develop power through spinning, you don't have to use this is the belly of the muscle, okay? I mean, the less fiber that you need to develop that speed, the better. So if you can do it with high turnover rate, you're probably incorporating maybe just about 30% of the muscle cross-section, you know, whatever, muscle fibers. But if you get into a big gear, in order to turn that, now all of a sudden we start incorporating all these muscle fibers
Straining.
are necessary, you know, burning oxygen and
Lactic
glycogen
acid.
and everything just burning out the back end, you know? And how long is that gonna last? Can't do it anymore. Off the back and you're done, see? So if you can do it through a high spin rate, And our friend Lance Armstrong, of course, proved that. He was almost at a sloppy chain level. I mean, he would just, I mean, you almost see us, I mean, he would spin so fast, the chain would be kind of sloppy, which, you know, may or may not be the most efficient, but it was good for him. And of course, the whole world has changed since he introduced that spin. That's the way it's been all along. So that's what we do, and thanks for the feedback, Peter. So what we do after that, and of course, once he's in this perfect position, okay, and all the figures here look exactly the way we want on the computer, and it's dialed in, he's even right to left and everything else, we got the spin rate we want and everything, then, and it's the last capture, we're doing captures in various places. Once we've done all that, we take the tool, we lock these coordinates down, whatever they are, we come over to his bike that's set up like this, we make all those adjustments on his bike, and he rides away in that new position. And we dictate on the machine. So there is a science to it, okay? It was just a matter of ride, if it feels good, do it, you know, that type thing. And it's turned into, in the last 10 years, it's turned into a real science. I mean, people have really gotten into, you know, what things are necessary, what things aren't, and they've pretty well boiled it down to, you know, workable exacts to use in all cases.